This is Dawn Paul with the Break of Dawn TV, and it is February, Black History Month. And this month we are featuring the Blue Triangle Community Center, which is a very historical place here in Houston. We're getting ready to go talk to some amazing women about the history of this place. So stay tuned. Okay, talk about voting in the younger generation.
Okay, well, I love you guys. You guys are getting into the Black Lives Matter. I really appreciate you guys starting that movement. But I guess one of my biggest concerns is the fact that African Americans, we're not voting. People that are under 40 years old are more likely to go on television and vote for American Idol than they are to vote for a judge. And a lot of people don't understand that. Voting for president is wonderful, but what a judge decides today will affect your life tomorrow. What a president decides to do today, and if he can get it passed, may not affect your life for 4 years. And so it's much more important for you to vote in every election, but in your local elections, voting for judges, voting for those people that are going to make a change to how the police react to what you may do or say today. So that's way more important, and we're losing the people who know that voting is important because of they fought in civil rights. They were the people that got bit by the dogs and people got their heads pushed through fans, and people don't younger people I don't think understand that. So somebody fought and died for you to have that right, and if it weren't important for you to vote, people wouldn't be trying to keep you from doing it.
Our parents are not teaching their children what's going on in the black communities and what we need to do in order to better ourselves. They don't give them history. And so social media is fine, but a lot of things that are on social media are not helpful to us. It's more of a hindrance or something bad for us. And so young people have taken it and run with it. My generation, however, does not get on social media like they do. But we need to talk to our children. We need to get around the table and talk to our children about black history. I was not born in Houston. I grew up in a small town in East Texas. We had all kinds of things going on when it was time to vote. The NAACP and other organizations pushed it. We're not getting that kind of push now. Like I said, I grew up in a small town. We got black history because you had to take Negro history before you graduated from high school. We had to buy our own books. We used a book by Carter G. Woodson. But here, we're not getting it. So many of our children are not getting it. So we need to get parents more involved. So and turn off some of the social media so that we can get our children involved in voting, in black history, and not just have black history for 1 month, but all the year.
So it's not that I don't really think that the fight is really that different, because a lot of people forget about the fact that Martin Luther King, he not only wanted us to vote, but he wanted us to have economic equality, which we definitely don't have. I mean, it's more than, just not equal pay for equal work. It's just a lot of disparity. One of the things my mother did not mention is that small town that she came from, they had their own doctors, their own lawyers. And even though we live in nicer neighborhoods now, we don't have the economic strength, because I think that us moving into the better neighborhoods it's like, united you stand. Okay, so now, it's great that we can live in Sugar Land. It's great that, we can live in the Woodlands, but, we have lost our economic power. And I think that's part of it. If maybe we didn't live in so many different communities, then you guys would see that the fight has not really changed. It hasn't.
Every month, but talk to the young generation. My generation, their generation. I got interns helping me out from Texas Southern University. Because I'm going to admit, I don't even know all of my history, all of the Black history I probably should know. So just talk to us, and I'm gonna give you the mic and let you.
Okay. Well, I think that's the thing that maybe you should try and do for Black History Month, is to find someone that is not of your generation and talk to them. And I'm not just saying talk to somebody that's, in the 70s and their 80s that, worked on civil rights, but I think that all the generations, we need to communicate more. Okay, maybe our 70 and 80-year-olds should do some more social media, and maybe that's one of the ways where we can open up some dialogue. But find somebody younger than yourself and find somebody older than you are and talk to them about what this month means to them and why.
Okay. Any last words? Whatever you want to say, whatever's on your heart.
I do appreciate this, so that we can maybe begin a dialogue with other people. People who listen to and watch your show will be able to say, oh, well, maybe I need to go dig some more, even on social media, because they can look a lot of stuff up. But just like she said, it needs to be a thing that goes across generations and not just with you by yourself.
And by the mere fact that you are filming here at Blue Triangle, Blue Triangle is one of our hallowed grounds. It is a site where many memories of African American histories are unfold or entailed. So it's just an opportunity for people to learn more and more about the contributions and achievements of African Americans to our city, our country, and our lives in general. And another thing with the African American History Month, I work with a program here at Blue Triangle. It is Kwanzaa. It's citywide. We bring it here, but it's a celebration of citywide Kwanzaa, and that we work in conjunction with Shape Community Center and many churches in the city and other organizations. But we put emphasis on principles. It's observed from December the 26th to January the 1st. And it's principles that they're all inclusive, really, what African American money is about, African American history. And it's just to build character, make us concerned about our communities, how we take care of them, including them in the training of young people, just really working with the total person.
It's okay to talk about the past, but you've got to look at the impact of the past on the future. And if there are lapses, then we can have a unity or a unified concept. It is my thought, and in my opinion, that in history, something has to impact you personally. And if it does not impact you personally, you haven't really received it. And so, unless it's relevant to you. For instance, I grew up at the time when we had to sit at the back of the bus. Young people today haven't any idea of what it means to sit at the back of the bus. And so if they cannot see a connection between that period when a person sat at the back of the bus who were of color, and they can sit anywhere today, then they can't get a very good feeling, a very good understanding, or an acquaintance with the two. They're at opposite ends of the pole. So something has to be given to them where they can bridge that, and that is an understanding and an appreciation from where they have come with that particular issue. The other thing is that in our educational system, for some reason, there appears to be the one floor plan for everybody. Everybody goes through 9th through 12th. But a young person who's entering high school from middle school, where there were no credits allowed, when he gets to high school and there's a lack or a gap in his educational transition with certain skills, when he gets to high school, that particular problem is simply compounded. It is in the sight of the young people. In my opinion, there isn't any way up because I've missed something along the way. There are some gaps. So if you expect me to understand algebra and I don't know my multiplication tables or my multiplication facts, or if I don't know how to add and subtract adequately, I'm at a loss from the very beginning, which means that our educational system has to be modified to some degree. It's not a very large problem to solve. We have ninth graders and 10th graders who are falling by the wayside. They're dropping out. And if life expectancy is at least 80 years old, and there are 16 or 15 now, look at the amount of time that they have to be in existence. And they are almost crippled from the very beginning of their young lives, which means that, in my estimation, there should be something of a high school that's designed for those youngsters who don't want to go the traditional route. If they know they have gaps or they have lacking skills in math, reading, and language, concentrate on programs that will get them that, and in the meantime, have them to do an interest. What are your interests? If you like professional sports, okay. Have something that the young people can look at and say, oh, if I were in professional sports, I don't necessarily have to be a participant. I may want to be an owner. I may want to be the person who manufactures the products that are used. I may want to go into advertisement for them. If I like art, oh, goodness gracious, there are logos. There are any number of ways. But the youngsters have to be made aware of that. And if I'm aware of something, I could probably do a little better. And you'll probably capture me. So I advise any school district, any board, to think about ways in which we can transition those non-structured ways we channel young people through high school. Give them an opportunity to say, I don't feel like going through 3 more years of this. I'm just walking around. But if we can get some mentoring, if we can get the youngsters in programs where they can see that their interest is something that matters to them. And if it matters to them, more than likely they're going to take an active part of it.
I didn't even think of that. But why do you think they haven't addressed it? Do you think they're not aware of the school districts?
I don't know if the school districts are aware of it or not. It may be that they don't want to say that we've failed some kids. The acknowledgement of the fact that some kids are actually by the wayside. The districts know they're by the wayside. Okay, so if 5% are by the wayside, we got 95%. But that 5% is just as important as that 95, because we want youngsters to be good citizens, we want them to be taxpayers, and we want them to be able to be contributing factors of society. We don't want anyone to have to take care of them, and no one likes to be taken care of. I like to be my own person. Why not let that feeling generate to the young people? And if so, have a school where there are skills, and if there are hands-on kids programs that kids can feel comfortable about, let them do that. And have them challenged in the area in which they're interested. Give them opportunities to be aware. That's all I want to do. If I'm aware of something, I'll do better. Yeah. But if I'm not aware of it, consequently, I'll do the same thing. Drop out and keep dropping out.
All right, and we are continuing our conversation at the Blue Triangle Community Center. And let's talk about the contributions that the Blue Triangle Community Center has made, because we're talking about history here. History has been made here.
I'm Charlotte Kelly Bryant, and I'm very pleased and honored to be with you today. I'm very thrilled to be able to tell you a little history about Blue Triangle. But in 1948, 10 women of color purchased this whole property, which is a block, for $1,000. And the city of Houston was so impressed with that, they helped them put on a capital campaign to build this building for $350,000, which is what's the cost of your home today. So in the late 1990s, when the YWCA of Houston lost their funding with United Way, there were some of us who decided we did not want a sale to take place, which was imminent.
Right.
They began to sell off the branches. So I got busy and called my college friends, my church friends, my family, everybody else who listened to me. I got advice from Pastor Lawson, his wife, and others who knew what a business was like, because my major is medical technology, not business. And I was advised how to go about it. So we went to the YWCA and requested the ownership of this building because we wanted to see this community center stay here. And when God placed this in my heart and my spirit to do this, he gave me the spirit to want children to be safe in water. And the swimming pool that's in the building had been out of order for 18 years. So the first thing we did after we gained ownership in 2000 was to get the pool renovated. We not only did the renovation, but we changed it to a saltwater pool. So the saltwater pool is organic and it's kind to your skin, and it does not bleach your bathing suits. So we're proud of that. And since 2004, when the pool was finally renovated, we've now at least 390 or 400 children have now water safe.
Wow.
So I'm very pleased. I'm very proud of that. This building was built in 1952. We came in, and the roof is flat. And because there was the removal of the downspouts and the guttering system, the water then began to bank on the top of the building. We're so blessed that even with the banking of the water, we would sweep it off and have it patched over and over and over again for the past 16 years. But now the patching is no longer viable. We have to remove that old roof and put on a new one. And we are so blessed. The curator at Houston Museum of Fine Arts came over and looked at our mural, and she found absolutely no flaws.
Oh, good.
And she said it was in excellent condition. Nothing but God has kept it from being damaged. And when you look at the roof, it is damaged. You can see the water has come in, but it was away from the mural. God is still good.
Now, the contributions, if somebody wants to contribute, because I assume you all will.
We are doing a campaign now.
Okay.
And the roof, complete roof over the whole building is over $200,000.
Okay.
And people are coming in now and they're making contributions, some small and some very, very small. But God, in his own wisdom and knowledge, took the loaves and fishes
He
that
sure
I see in
did.
the Bible, and I expect nothing but success.
Yes.
Because this is the first time we've tried to get something done with this mural. It has been several times, but it wasn't the right time. And I'm a firm believer that God does things in his time and not ours.
Yeah, I love that. Being the founder, one of the founders of the Blue Triangle Community Center, and seeing it still stand today, what does that mean to you?
I'm so busy trying to keep the bills paid
Yeah.
and keep children safe in water. I can attest to you and affirm to you that when you're busy in your own lane, you don't have time to do anything else. One of the things I want to emphasize to you is when you look at the mural, on the very far right, you will see images that represent the Underground Railroad. But as you move forward in that same piece of work, you will see the evidence of life and prosperity, not only of my people who have made wonderful contributions here in America, but also you can see evidence of still, it's a challenge. What are young people who will see it today, how will they look at it, and what contributions will they make? That is very important. So this is what I tell the students to come in the summertime.
Okay. Well, look, Blue Triangle Community Center will be around for years to come. Right.
I hope so.
You're only 25, so you'll
Absolutely.
be here.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's difficult to say that my great-granddaughter will graduate from college in May.
Wow.
It's difficult to say that. At least I'm 39.
Ah,